Hi everyone, Jen here. Okay, the reason I wanted to do this live on offer messaging that sells is it's just something that's a challenge for all of us, is not only to have an offer that is easy to articulate, but an offer that people grab and they buy, and it'll just resonate with your market, that sells quickly like hotcakes. I just want to share with you a few things that I've been learning lately and how I've been tightening my own offer messaging. So we're probably all familiar with the I help statement. I help a certain niche get certain results in a certain time frame, and often we add something like without a pain point or through a bespoke method. So typical I help statements would be, I help middle-aged women lose 10 to 15 kilos within 3 months without yo-yo dieting through my lean and fit bespoke method, for example. That's a typical, health and fitness offer. If we're in the B2B niche, it's often, I help e-com agencies to land 10 clients a month within a 3-month period without paying for ads through my SEO, through an SEO method. But the difference between an I help statement, which is just your kind of elevator pitch or your positioning statement, and an offer that sells is quite significantly different. And let's kind of dig into that. So here's my offer messaging. I've been working on this for quite a while, and I've brought it down to, I help B2B service providers to land 10K to 100K clients in 3 months using LinkedIn and cold email with remote appointment setting teams. But another way I could say something very similar is I help B2B service providers use $4 an hour virtual assistants to book 5 to 40 appointments per month using LinkedIn and cold email within 4 months, or you get your money back. And so playing with the different ways of phrasing my offer statement, I found different levels of resonance with my offer. They're not actually that different, but by positioning them in a different way, I've been getting really, really different results and different resonance with my market. So it's worth looking into why your market might respond to one message over another. Ultimately, and this is an Alex Hormozy thing, is that really great offers, what they should do is deliver the most proven results, the easiest to achieve results in the fastest time possible. And if you're able to provide those 3 key metrics within your one offer, that's a really resonant offer that's going to sell quickly and really resonate with your market. So there's 2 components of a great offer. Number one, it contains a desired outcome. So a very specific endpoint. And this is where knowing your niche very intimately is very important. So what is it that they really desire? And what is their endpoint? And then you want to add a value stack in such a way that it removes the risk for them. And really it leaves them, feeling stupid to say no. So how do we do that? How do we not only offer them a desired outcome, but we also remove so much risk that they'd be stupid to say no? Where it comes down to, and we know this, but it's all about being super specific about the type of business or the individual that you help. And part of that is actually excluding a bunch of candidates or being exclusive about your offer. If you can get very defined about the start point of your ideal client, you can qualify the minimum factors for success. And I'll explain what that means. And if you're able to define the start point and the minimum factors for success, you're then able to look at the end point, which is the desired result. And you're able to then add a guarantee to that endpoint where you can say, if we don't get you these results within a certain time frame, you'll get your money back, which is it feels like a super risky thing to say, offering people's money back for something, for a desired result. But if you do get super specific about the start point and who you can help, it means that you become surer and surer about your endpoint and are able to pin a guarantee to that. And so instead of saying, I help e-com agencies to land 10 to 20 clients a month through SEO, let's get super specific about the start point and what are the minimum factors for success of those e-com agencies? How big are those e-com agencies? What are they already doing that means you can move them to the point where they can get 10 to 20 clients a month? How much money are they already earning what is their price point? What other things do they have going on in their business? For example, how many staff do they have? What activities are they already doing in their business to sell their offer that mean they have the minimum factors for success with your additional effort to move them to the guaranteed endpoint. And that means you're going to exclude a bunch of people from that offer. So, for example, you could exclude e-com agencies that are just starting and don't have any clients. You could exclude e-com agencies that are earning less than a certain threshold currently, or they're earning more than a certain threshold currently. Or you could exclude e-com agencies that are too small or too big. So if you get the super specific about the minimum factors for them to qualify for your program, you know that a certain size of e-com agency is charging a certain amount of money and doing a certain amount of revenue currently. If they just add your method into the mix, you're going to get them a guaranteed endpoint within a certain period of time. And then that's when you can offer them, a guarantee with their money back if they don't get results. So here's an example for me and how I've defined the minimum factors for success for my offer. So I could say, I can help B2B service providers. They must have a 5K plus offer. So if you don't have a 5K offer, you don't qualify for my program. You need at least one full-time BD sales or marketing rep. So it can't just be owner-led. It has to have a few people in the company. And you have to already be selling your offer by word of mouth or referral or SEO, paid ads, cold calling, or networking. So you need to already have lead flow and sales, but currently don't have a LinkedIn or cold email system that's working for you yet. So that is the minimum factors for success. That's how I qualify a really great lead. If people qualify in that regard, then I know that I can add value and I can take them to the point where they're going to be generating the outcomes that I promise. And the endpoint that I offer them is depending on the size of their ideal client. So if they're targeting large enterprise, I can guarantee that they'll get about five calls a month. If they're targeting medium enterprise, they're going to get about 10 calls a month. And if they're targeting small enterprise that are agile, easily to reach decision makers in charge of the resources and the decision making, we can land them 20 to 40 calls a month and so on. And I can say that within a certain period of time, if we don't get these results, they can get their money back. So as I said, being super specific about your start point, it just means you get exclusive about your offer. And it means you can turn people away. So in your prospecting, in your messaging, in your pre-qualification process for even a sales call, you can find out who people are and that kind of profile them before you even make an offer. Because once you've made an offer, if people don't fit those minimum factors for success, it's harder to get them the guaranteed outcome. And then it's harder to then, say, well, I'll give you your money back, because you just don't know whether they'll get those results or not. And in doing so, you have a massive risk reversal for your ideal client. So they know that if they just work with you in this process, they are either going to get those results or they're going to get their money back. That becomes just so motivating that they'd be stupid to say no if that's the desired outcome that they want. Then we can add a trigger point. So into our messaging, we just add what we call a trigger point, which is usually kind of a catalytic moment that they decide that they need help. So again, this comes down to really understanding your client and calling them out on something that's happened that's putting them in pain. So for my ideal client, often it's because they're losing a large retainer client. So they have clients in their books, and if they lose one, they're stuck. They now have a huge hole in their calendar or their budget. And they're dealing with these ups and downs where they have a lot of business and not much business. And they know that they need a pipeline of business, because if they lose one, they're in trouble. Also, a lot of clients are aware that they're missing out on using LinkedIn. They're not using LinkedIn effectively. So they landing clients via other means, but they're not using LinkedIn. And so calling them out by a trigger point: have you lost a large retainer client? Or are you aware that you're missing out on landing regular clients via LinkedIn? That's a way of grabbing your ideal client's attention and then pulling them in to your offer message from there. Okay, so a great offer message is often posed as a question. So it's not just an I help statement, it's a question, a provocative question to them, making them an offer. So if I offered to install a $4 an hour virtual assistant to book you between 5 to 40 appointments every month using LinkedIn and cold email, and if we didn't achieve this result in 4 months, I'd give you your money back. Would you be interested? So you can see how my I help statement is now there's a trigger point and a question and a very concrete offer posed in such a way that they get a big result in a certain amount of time. With it's not easy results, but it's guaranteed results because it's facilitated through the use of virtual assistants, which means a lot of the heavy lifting is taken out of the equation by hiring and appointing virtual assistants. So this is the way I'm designing my offer to be the best result in the best amount of time with the least amount of effort, and being able to create a resonating offer that people want to buy and is easier to sell. You could also frame it in a similar way, but with qualifiers. So just adding more detail around potential blockers. So it's the same offer. If I offer to install $4 an hour virtual assistants without you having to hire, train, or create SOPs for them, to book you between 5 to 40 appointments every month using LinkedIn and cold email, without you having to rely on those referrals, word of mouth, or paid ads. And if we didn't achieve these results in 4 months, I'd give you your money back. Would you be interested? So you can see how that offer is very similarly placed, but it's got some more qualifiers in the middle about indicating what they won't have to do if they sign up to this offer. So the key is obviously, it's all about being super specific about your clients, both their start point and their end point. So you can actually place that into your offer to qualify people so that the right people are even responding to your offer. So you can phrase it like this. So I would phrase it like, if you have a proven B2B offer worth 5K or more, and if you have at least one sales rep, BD rep, or marketing lead, we could get you 5 to 40 calls a month in 4 months using LinkedIn and cold email guaranteed. And then all it takes is this investment, $6K USD plus $4 an hour per virtual assistant. Would you be interested? Does that sound like an appealing offer to you? And obviously you could flip that offer and put the investment up the front. For only $6K plus $4 an hour per virtual assistant, we could get you 5 to 40 calls a month in 4 months using LinkedIn and cold email guaranteed, so long as you have one proven B2B offer worth 5K or more and at least a sales rep, BD rep, or marketing lead in place. So you want to be so specific about your offer that the right people go, yeah, that's me. That's the result I want. And that's a valuable offer within my price point. So that's the end of this really, really short training on offer messaging that sells. I'd love to hear about your offers and how you might take your positioning statement or your I help statement and create a trigger point, like a question to your ideal client on what might be the catalytic moment of deciding that they need your offer, and then placing your offer in terms of the biggest result within the quickest time frame, with the easiest amount of effort for them, and in such a way that there's so much value that they can't say no to your offer. So type your offers below this video or comment. I'd love to hear how you can, be reframing your offer in such a way. And remember that the key is just get so specific, not only about who you help, but the limiting factors of success of their start point, so that you could begin to guarantee their end point. And then that gives you such a crystal clear offer that you'll find that you'll just be selling like hotcakes. All right, comes to the end of the training. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.